Hello, everyone, and welcome back to some more Rome 2 land battle action. We got a 2v2 for you here. This one has been sent in to us by Hill. And as always, let us go over the play. Blah, 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 blah. Let us go over the players on the field of battle and quickly go over army comps. And actually, real quick, before we get into all that, I want to quickly remind everybody that when I do upload videos, and they first appear on YouTube to watch, they may not be in 1080. And that is because the video is still processing the HD version of the replay. So if you wait a little bit, then the video will be in HD, unless you really can't wait and you want to watch it in, what is it, like 360p or whatever terrible quality that it's going to be in. So yeah, it's I do record in 1080p. That situation has been fixed for some time now. I completely forgot about the fact that when I upload a video, YouTube still has to process it in HD, even though it's still available to see in standard definition, which is not the greatest definition. But anyway, players on the field of battle. Who do we got here today? We have Hill playing as Pontus, Gavin Porter 259 playing as Bactria. We have James 123 Frost playing as Gete, and IH 789230 playing as Rome. We'll start with Rome and make our way around. So Rome, general and bodyguard. Then we have some Saki Equites, looks like 2 there. We have some auxiliary Numidian Cav. And then what do we have? Velites, and Velites. Remember me saying, I feel it's better to bring skirmishers and peltists instead of slingers and archers, because I feel like they can defend themselves a little bit better after they've used their ammo. And I feel like most of the time, if you bring archers or slingers, you don't get to use them as much as you'd like to, and then they get killed. Anyway, front line, what we got here going on? Legionaries. Looks like it might just be a bunch of legionaries. It sure is. And then we have 1 Triarii. We also have another unit of auxiliary Numidian Cav, and then another legionary unit. So, quite a few legionnaires. Gete is bringing. We have some noble swords out on the wings here. I think that looks like it might be the only noble sword unit beside the general. And the rest are all spears. Honestly, probably the smart thing to do. Noble spears, heavy spears, lots of heavy spears, I think, right? Yes, just pretty much all heavy spears. Armored spears here. Okay. And then we have, what do we got? Slingers? Dacian heavy bowmen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Dacian heavy bowmen. Kind of just right out in the open, too. So we'll see how this goes. For Gete. Pontus is rocking way on the flanks here. We have 3 units of mercenary Scythian horse archers. Did I say 3? 4. 4 units of mercenary Scythian horse archers. 4 units of Cappadocian Cav. General is Pontic Royal Cav. That's some very heavy shot Cav. Mercenary Celtic warriors in the back. We have 2 Pontic peltists right there. And then we got a front line of, looks like primarily Pontic swordsmen. All right. And Bactria is rocking with. We got some Bactrian Royal Cav. 2 units of Citizen Cav, 2 units of Bactrian Noble Horse. We have 3 units of Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers. And then the front line is consisting of, we have 2 units of Bactrian Hillmen. Okay, then we have some Eastern Slingers in the back, and then Thorax Swords in the front. So, 10 minutes, 57 seconds on the clock. Let's get this underway. So, right off the bat, Bactria swinging wide. Let's see where well, not too wide, but they're moving out. They're moving out. I said Bactria. I meant Pontus. Jesus. Is this how this is going to go? What's going on here? What type of silliness is this? That's weird. All right, Bactria is now moving up. Pontus is now shifting. Looks like they're actually going for a bit of a a V, sort of. Slightly, right? A little bit, maybe not. Bactria moving their skirmish cav way, way back. It's going to have to be careful with these Saki Equites over here. I know that I always rag on Rome's cavalry, but it is only skirmisher cav, so. Pontus pulling his cav back, still moving his infantry around a wee bit. Looks like Getae is also moving slowly but surely forward. And, okay, so now I see initially it looked like he was shifting quite a bit this way, but now I can see that it's kind of like this, maybe, sort of. I'm just worried about, I mean, this is a huge gap right here that could definitely, well, potentially be exploited if they are not careful. Skirmisher Cav getting into a little bit of a tussle over here with the auxiliary Numidian Cav. Definitely got to be careful with these guys, though, just because... I mean, they have better missile damage, not better range. They have better missile damage, but they also, I believe, probably the weapon damage is 24, melee defense is 13 for them. Numidian Cav, melee defense is 39, weapon damage is 24. So yeah, that auxiliary Numidian Cav is will be pretty formidable in a cav to cav engagement. Oh no, Getae. Wide, leaving Rome wide open. If I'm... Ooh, Pontus really... He's just chasing them. He's just chasing them. He's got to move. If he can move quick enough, if he can get in there quick enough, he'll catch Getae completely out of position. And it looks like Getae is now trying to scramble a little bit, but also defend against... These armored spears are going to have an absolutely awful time. My lord. Big charge right into the... They turned around just in the nick of time, but now some of these Celtic warriors are going to come back around and get into the rear of these units here. Meanwhile, Pontus's Cav is going to have free reign. They're going to be able to... Oh, man. Yeah, the Scythian horse archers are definitely going to get rid of these guys. Especially if they split up into twos and then flank on either side, they can just chip away. Look at that. Bactria exploiting this huge open gap right here. Citizen Cav going to try and tie down these Saki Equites. Not a bad idea. They won't last very long, but at least they're holding them in place. Now these Citizen Cav going to come right back around, charge into the auxiliary Noble Cav, or Numidian Cav, not Noble Cav, and also try and tie these guys down as well. They are starting to lose decisively. However, I don't know, man. I think... Yeah, the Citizen Cav are really trash, so they're going to have a pretty decent time. Looks like they've actually shifted their Scythian horse archers around. They're going to go ahead and exploit this gap once again. Getae immediately is just having a terrible time. Cappadocian Cav is getting in here, shredding the archers to pieces. Some of these armored spears are definitely going to have a good time that are in here, stuck in with the Cappadocian Cav, but it looks like they're starting to pull out now. Meanwhile, the majority of Getae's forces are just getting absolutely slaughtered here. Slipping the Pontic Peltas right through this wide open gap, and he's either going to fire right into this mass of troops right here, or at least get them around, swing them around, and be able to fire into the back of the noble spears and noble swords, and really chip away and get Getae out of here as quickly as possible. Bactria, in the meantime, holding firm, dealing with Rome, causing quite a bit of havoc, actually, with his Scythian horse archers here, and the Citizen Cav. Unfortunately, they are not doing too well. That's really no surprise, especially since the Triarii have managed to make their way over here, and these guys are going to start to lose I mean, they're already losing decisively, but they're going to drop even faster now, especially with the Numidian Cav firing right on in. Of course, it's going to cause a little bit of collateral damage with the Saki Equites, but that's quite all right. I mean, there's only 42 guys left, 46 kills so far for them. Getae starting to... No, never mind. I was going to say that they're starting to do all right because they're dealing with these Pontic swordsmen here, but Pontic swordsmen aren't exactly the best, and it's no surprise that they're getting their butts whipped going up against some noble swords here. This unit is losing, though. At least it was for a moment. Up to 60 kills, down to 93 men, so that's not a great exchange. But here we go. Some of the Cappadocian Cav is going to make their way and charge right on into these Dacian heavy bowmen. and probably just thrash them completely. Meanwhile, these spears from Gete are just not having a great time dealing with these Celtic warriors, and they are losing the Celtic warriors, but they're holding their own too at the same time. I mean, one of these armored spearmen, they're winning decisively, but they're wavering. I would not be surprised if they get out of here soon, or at least if maybe if Pontus can peel away one of his cav and get a nice little rear charge into the back. Actually, this unit might be the one to do it. Just plow right on through the archers and continue into the back of these armored spears here and get rid of these guys. But look at this. Pontic swordsmen freed up after battling whoever they were taking on from Gete. They're going to be able to come over here, charge right into the rear of these armored spears, and help out their Celtic warrior allies here. Scythian horse archers just kind of chilling at the moment. They are firing. Fire at will, most likely. It does look like it's on. They're going to pull away quickly so they don't get tied down by these armored spearmen. They would not do well, even though there's only 53 men left. Rome, in the meantime, has come and engaged with the front line of Bactria, thorax swords against legionnaires. Surprisingly, these thorax swordsmen are doing pretty well. What's the melee defense on these guns? Legionnaires, 48 compared to 59. That small bump of a bronze chevron definitely helping out quite a bit. Do we have just a 57 as their melee defense compared to the 48? Wow, really? Okay. You would think that the legionnaires would be better. I mean, they have a better melee attack, but even still. So thorax swords are doing all right. Velites are gone. Bactrian Noble Horse and the Bactrian Roll Cav has been freed up, so now they're going to be able to... the Hillmen are taking on legionaries. Go! Go, Hillmen! Go! You can do it! Punch above your weight class. Have confidence in yourself. Legionaries now taking on the two Bactrian Hillmen and got rear charged by the Bactrian Roll Cav. I'm sure they're going to continue to cycle charge into the rear of these legionaries and just absolutely decimate their back lines. Meanwhile, Gete is in a complete mess over here. Bactrian Roll Cav getting a nice little charge into the rear of the Noble Swords General and these armored spearmen here. They're going to start to have an extremely tough time trying to hold on. Starting to waver, and these three units are gone. I would imagine that their Noble Sword General is going to be gone soon as well. Bactria is now shifting his cav over to help his Bactria. God damn it, Pontus. Pontus is now shifting his cav. Get it together, Lictor. Pontus is now shifting his cav over to help his Bactrian ally. They're going to get some nice rear charges, I would imagine, into these legionary units. And for all intents and purposes, Gete is now done. We have the unit Triarii here who's just kind of hanging out, not really doing much of anything. Legionaries here are going to try and get a nice charge off on Bactria's Eastern Slingers. Thorax Swords here not doing too hot. They're going to be gone relatively soon. 84 kills down to 45, 41 men. 78 kills for these Thorax Swords, 31 for them. Legionaries are definitely doing better, I think, but there's just not enough of them left. General Bodyguard trying to assist in any way they possibly can, charging right in the sides of these Thorax Swords. That's going to help a little bit, but I mean, there's only 22 out of 40 left. And they got one kill. One kill off of that charge. So, I mean, hey, he's trying. He's trying. He's giving it his all. Bactrian Hillmen, though, out for blood. They're going to go after another legionary unit. Meanwhile, Bactrian Noble Horse is going to charge right on in as well. Cappadocian Cav taking on some legionaries, doing a hell of a job of getting rid of these guys. Scythian Horse Archers slipping on through, looking for a target to go for, and there we go. I knew that was going to happen. They're going to go ahead and take out this general here. They probably still have ammo left, too, I would imagine. Legionnaires not doing too hot. Minute 19 left in this one, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that cool YouTube stuff. Helps out the channel. Of course, I appreciate it as well. Yeah, we got a unit of legionaries here who broke but came back. 40 men left. 85 kills for that unit. Will they make it in time to get a couple more kills? I do not honestly think so. Bactrian Hillmen, though, 55 and 47 kills. Not too bad. That's actually... I feel like that's pretty good for any type of a Hillman unit. Roman General, though, is not doing too hot. 6 men left. They're about to break any minute now. There they go. Gete still has a spear movement. They still have a spear movement here. Spear unit is trying to get over here, but they're only walking. And yeah, that's going to be it. That's all she wrote. Quick and deadly. Biggest mistake I think that we can all agree upon is the huge wide open gap that Rome and Getae created by splitting up, or rather, I should say Getae. And I'm not to pick on the Getae player, but shifting so much and leaving a gap in the center, not the best of moves, because then you're just isolating yourself and allowing yourself to get dismantled, which is pretty much what happened. All right, Alendia Sil with 2,551 kills, 83 for his general, 68 and 120. Or 102, 152, and 230 for the Cappadocian Cav, 69, nice, 87, 68, and 75 for the Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers. Looks like he actually didn't lose any of his Horse Archers. That's pretty impressive. 127, 159 for the Pontic Peltists. Their Peltists are actually really, really good. For as far as melee defense and attack goes. So after they use their ammunition, they're still a viable option to throw into combat, and that's why he's got these insane numbers here. 151, 180, 187 for the Celtic Warriors, and then the Pontic Swords, 138, 242, not bad, 160, 157, 76, and 40. Gavin Porter, 259, 1,913 kills, 108 for the Bactrian Noble Cab, 74, 158 for the Bactrian Noble Horse, 40 and 26 for the Scythian Cab, not really surprising there. 50, 64, and 89 for the Scythian Horse Archers. This Eastern Slingers, 172, 185, 60, and 33. Bactrian Hillman, 85 and 72, not bad, impressive. And then Thorax Swords, 48, 85, 156, 170, 170, and 68. James, 123 Frost with only 882 kills. Sorry there, bud. 88 for his general, 2, 21, 8, 4, 9, and 10 for the Dacian Heavy Bowman. Armored Spears, 68, 107, 50, 49, 65, and 66. Heavy Spears, 50, 13, 9, 14, 93 for the Noble Spears, and then 154 for the other Noble Spear or Noble Sword unit. And then IH 789230 with 1,469 kills, 5 for his general, 15 and 44 for the auxiliary Numidian Cav, 97 and 72 for the Saki Equites, Velites 49, 44, 68 and 19, and then Legionaries 85, 150, 86, 136, 131, 89, 55, 103, 20, 68 for the Triarii, and the last Legionary 133. And that is going to be it. Hell of a battle. Yeah, definitely. It's not. James might have been a newer player, but it's never a good idea in land battles to separate from your allies. Unless you're like confident and you're coordinating with your teammates, it's not a good idea. Leaving that much of a gap, you saw it got exploited. Bactria just waltzed his cav right through that gap. And then also, I mean, Getae also pretty much turned his entire army to the side so that Pontus was to their left, and they were completely exposed. And then they were trying to scramble. I understand, he was trying to deal with Pontus's cab that slipped around the flanks, but I mean, at that point, you just kind of have to worry about what's in front of you and manage what's behind you as best as you possibly can without weakening your front line. I mean, I think the best way that he would have been able to actually do that is maintaining his front line, turning all of his archers around to deal with Pontus's cav when they got close enough. Because keep in mind, too, the Dacian Heavy Bowman, I think their range is 135. It's not 140. I'm pretty sure it's 135. Scythian Horse Archers, theirs is 125 is their range. So they have to get much closer to you. So they would be under at least 1 or 2 volleys before they got within range to actually start firing. And the amount of Dacian heavy bowmen that he had, I mean, this is pretty cool. That's scary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they all have quick reload. So if he had turned his archers around, hypothetically speaking, guarded them with, let's say, 4 spearmen, made a nice little formation of like a square, so to speak, not literally a square, not boxing up, but having your units in a nice how can I describe this without having a visual aid? Having them spread out in a nice line and then having spearmen in the back. Your front line is a nice front line, and then you have your archers in the rear, and then you have, let's say, 4 spearmen, 2 directly behind the archers, and then 2 on the flanks of the archers. Okay, and that's how that would be a decent way, in my mind at least, to defend. And then as Bactria, or rather Pontus, comes in to get a charge off or fire with his royal, the Scythian horse archers, Gete's archers would have been protected. They would have been able to fire. They would have been able to possibly even get rid of Pontus's horse archers, and also maybe deal some serious damage to the Cappadocian Cap as well. But hindsight's 2020. So this is a learning experience. Whether you win, lose, or draw, it's always a learning experience, especially if you lose. Right? So I think it's important for you to save your replays, not to send them in to me, but just for your own. Like, if you really love Rome 2 or any of the Total Wars for that matter, and you really want to try and get as good as you possibly can at the game, save your replays, all of them, and watch them over again. Especially your losses. Especially your losses. Save those, watch them, find out what you did wrong, and improve upon it. But anyway, that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I sure did. This was a pretty fun battle. With that being said, have a great day, morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are while you're watching. Just have a good one. Peace out, guys.